Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel Electrical Hub. Here we are going to discuss about commissioning of transformer. This is the part 2 of the commissioning of transformer. We have already discussed the commissioning of transformer in the part 1 also. If you want to know the clear knowledge of the commissioning of the transformer, so please go and watch the video of commissioning of transformer part 1. Link is already provided in the description box. Here we are going to cover the remaining topics. The remaining topics are magnetizing current test, while temperature indicator test, winding temperature indicator test, Buchholz relay test, Bdv test according to IEC standard and European standard, and finally the PRV test. Let us start with the magnetizing current test. So, why the magnetizing current test is done? It is done to detect if there is any defect in the magnetic core structure, setting of windings, or if there is any failure in between turn insulation, or if there is a problem in the tap changer. What is magnetizing current actually? The magnetizing current is the current drawn by the transformer to produce the flux in the core even during no load. Means while we just charge the transformer, the magnetizing current produces the flux in the core even during no load. How to do the magnetizing current test? In this process, we supply 440 volt at the ST side through a MCB of 6 ampere. We should give 3 separate MCB for 3-phase line. Then, after supplying the 40 volt, we should wait for a while and then we can check the current flowing through the wires. That is the magnetizing current of the transformer. The magnetizing current is very less, so while measuring the current, the instrument you will take should be of lower range. So, when you will measure the magnetizing current of the transformer, you will find it 6.7, 6.8, 6.9, 7, 8 means it is within 10 milliampere. While temperature indicator test. While temperature indicator is used to identify or know the temperature of the vial during the operation. During the normal operation, depending upon the weather condition, the temperature is within 60 to 70 degrees centigrade. But if any abnormality happens in the transformer, then the temperature may rise. So, while temperature indicator is not only used for indication of temperature, it is also used for the protection of the transformer. If the temperature will go beyond the limit, it can trip the transformer. So, while temperature indicator consists of capacity tube, a dial thermometer, and a sensor bulb. Sensor bulb and capacitor tube are fitted with evaporation liquid. Why the vaporization liquid? Because whenever the temperature of the vial will increase, it will increase the pressure on the burden tube by expansion. So, when the pressure is increased, it will move in a direction and will cause the alarm or the tripping. The change in the pressure of the burden tube is directly proportional to the temperature. So, higher the temperature, higher will be the pressure. There are two mercury switches, S1 and S2, which will give the signal to the breaker. So S1 is used for the alarm and S2 for the tripping of the breaker to protect the transformer. The winding temperature indicator is quite similar with the while temperature indicator, but while temperature can be sensed by the sensing bulb, but the winding temperature cannot be sensed directly by the sensing bulb. So, here the sensing bulb pocket is heated by a heater coil which is fed supply by the secondary of the current transformer associated with the transformer winding. Why it is done? It is done because whenever there is a fault in the winding, the current will also increase proportionally. So, higher the current means higher the current will be supplied to the heater coil, which will cause the rise in the temperature of the winding. So, it will give a direct feedback to the winding temperature. Here, there is also the mercury switches. It will let the alarm and the tripping. Now, let us move towards the Buchholz relay test. Before knowing the test of the Buchholz relay, we should know the operation of the Buchholz relay. How the Buchholz relay act? Whenever there is an fault in the transformer, then there will be heat, which will be sensed by valve temperature and the winding temperature indicator. That heat will break the insulation of the vial or even if there is any solid insulation. Then, due to the decomposition of the oil, the gas will be formed. That gas will try to move towards the conservator. While moving towards the conservator, it will get trapped in the Buchholz relay when there will be an accumulation of gas in the Buchholz relay, the level of the well will drop. So it will cause an alarm or tripping. So we can check the Buchholz relay in the similar way. So, as we know, the decomposition of the oil will cause the formation of the gas, and the gas will go and get trapped in the Buchholz relay. So, what we can do, we can reduce the level of the oil in the Buchholz relay by either isolating and draining the oil. Thus, we can get the alarm and the tripping because whenever there is a small bubble means the fault is smaller, then only a few gases will go and get trapped in the Buchholz relay. So it will cause only an alarm, and if the more gas is received, then it will cause tripping. So there is a mercury switch which cause to the alarm and the tripping. There are also S1 and S2 switches which gets closed and provide a signal to the breaker. So what we need to do is we need to drain the oil and check the alert and the tripping. If it is okay, then we can move for the next test. So we will do the next test, that is the PRV test. Sorry, first BDV test. So the BDV test of the vial is done according to the IEC and the European standard. What we do in the BDV test, we collect the vial sample from the transformer and we put the vial in the BDV testing kit. There are two electrodes and we maintain a gap of 2.5 mm according to the IEC standard in between them. And when we increase the supply, the vial dielectric strength will get flashed at a certain voltage, and that voltage is the dielectric strength of the transformer wire. If there is a low BDV, means low breakdown voltage, if the while dielectric strength gets break at a lower voltage, it means there are moistures in the wire. Okay, what is the difference between the IEC and the European standard? According to the IEC standard, it is done with a gap of 2.5 mm. But according to the European standard, it is done at 2 mm gap. What is the acceptance value? The acceptable value of the BDV of the vial is 30 kV. But in the industry, we generally accept at 45 kV. While we do the test, it goes up to 79 to 80 kV, which is, of course, the best result. What is PRV? It is a pressure releasing valve. Whenever there is a fault in the transformer, the valve will get deformed and the gases will be formed. So, for example, if there is no tripping, or even after the tripping, there is a formation of the gas, then as the transformer is an enclosed equipment, it will create a huge pressure on the transformer. So, to reduce the pressure and protect the transformer from any huge damage, the if for example there is a fault and even after the tripping, due to the fault, the gases are forming and it is creating a huge pressure and it get blasted, then it will not only damage the transformer but also damage the surrounding areas. So to protect from certain accidents, PRV is used. The function of the PRV is to release the pressure whenever there is a pressure formed inside the transformer. What is the operating pressure of the transformer? The operating pressure of the transformer is only 5 psi. So, whenever the pressure goes beyond that, it should be lifted. It is 0.42 to 0.70 kg per centimeter square or 10 to 15 psi. Maximum to maximum is 25 psi, which is very rare. But in general, up to the 15 psi, the pressure is set. So we can check it by lifting the pressure release valve with certain pressure. If it gets lifted, means that it is okay and we can complete our commissioning test. Thank you for your support. I'd like to request you to please like, share, and subscribe. Due to your support, we have reached up to the 35 persons group. Soon we will reach 100 and more. I would like to thank you and request you to please like, share, and subscribe. Take care. Thank you.